My name is Blake Gordon. I'm a photographer, and I was recently assigned a story from the Nature Conservancy on the Edwards Aquifer, and specifically some conservation efforts they had done to protect the aquifer and the drinking water of San Antonio. One of the challenges is that this aquifer is underground and you can't see it, so we had to kind of take somewhat of a unique approach. I kept my eye open for certain maybe moments in the landscape, like places where you could see the aquifer coming through. This kind of neat act of this sign essentially reaching down into the earth and telling people driving by on the interstate what's going on down there. So I tried a couple different perspectives. I actually probably spent more time with trying to get a picture of this sign than any other picture. The story's along a region, so there's pictures of places all over, but the kind of central thing connecting them all is this aquifer and how, you know, the people are connected to it and how the water moves through it. It became this fun game of, you know, how do I construct that visually? What I was trying to do with the portraits was essentially like catch that moment in daily life. I didn't want to go in there and construct like an elaborate set or art direct too much. I was kind of looking around for something that might happen naturally and then just catching that moment and formalizing it in a sense. So I think Bill standing in the waterway to me kind of made sense, folding the portrait shot into the landscape shot. With this story, we wanted to get a picture of the drought, something that spoke about the current drought in Texas, which is a historic drought. It's the greatest drought on record. Medina Lake, which is northwest of San Antonio, stuck out as a lake, you know, that was probably a more extreme drought than the others because it's a little more volatile in terms of the rainfall that it gets. It actually was shocking how low the water was. To me, it wasn't a sense of like just dumping and throwing things in the water, but it was the sense that a little bit of a kind of hopelessness. I think something about looking down into that scene and seeing the dam in the background, and you can see, I mean, everything's kind of like sinking towards the middle, like collapsing. I think the images that I really like came from this process of trying to build some images with kind of multiple layers. The drought being one of them, the sinkhole, or is more so a cave in the front yard, because it was something that I looked at, I didn't get, I came back, I shot, I didn't get, and then I had to kind of refine how I was going to capture this thing and trying to get the right composition and the right light. And it was really enjoyable trying to craft those because it was a kind of process of refinement. For me, reading the landscape in a way where you see culture, you know, you can almost look at it as a mirror. You know, the things we do to the land kind of speak about something within us. As I've been developing kind of my voice and what I want to say, I've explored kind of a couple different formats and processes and creating a new visual language for this kind of nature photography to make it relevant to the issues of how people respond to and relate to nature. I started shooting it digitally and also started shooting it with a Hasselblad 2¼ medium format. What we were going for, a more artistic interpretation and kind of making a little more kind of complex images, that the Hasselblad lent itself well to that. The square format kind of tells people it's a little more of a artistic viewpoint. The way I see it is that these natural systems in nature kind of, you know, exist beyond people. Without us, the rain would still fall, it would still move through the aquifer. So it's how do people, you know, relate to that thing? How do they deal with that thing and how they respond to it, something that's bigger than them?